So you're just about to go out for a run, but stop, make sure you warm up before you do. This is going to be the perfect 5 minute, I'm literally going to start the timer. I'm going to do 5 minutes pre-run stretches so that when you get out there and you are running, your body is much more alert and fluid, running around your body that little bit quicker, everything's a little bit more less stiff. And we're going to start with our feet nice and wide to the point that we've got a little bit of a stretch on the ground, and we're going to start the timer 5 minutes. We're off, let's go. So hands onto the hips. I'm going to send the hips backwards. We're going to bring the head to about halfway or a quarter of the way down, just to the point we can feel a bit of a stretch. The back of the thighs, nice and strong through the back, so just make sure you're lifting your head and chest. And then you're going to bring your head over the left foot, then head over the right foot. And we're just going to, again, dynamic stretching is the best way to warm up. So nice dynamic stretches, signals to the body, it's time to wake up. Gets a little bit of fluid in those muscle and tendon tissues and in between the connective tissue, the fascia, wakes everything up. So we want to keep it dynamic. We do not want to stretch cold muscles, static stretch cold muscles. We want to dynamically wake everything up. Get the movement, get the joints, get the synovial fluid loose in the joints. So I always use the analogy of, so we're just going left and right with this as I'm talking. So we're just using that analogy of runny honey. So we want runny honey in those joints rather than solid state, room temperature honey. When honey goes a bit stiff and solid, that's what happens to the fluid in the joints. We want to warm that up. And then we're going to come up to standing. Just have a little shake for the legs. We're going to come to the top of your mat. I'm going to step my left foot forwards, my right foot back into a high lunge position. And then from here, hands to the hips. And I'm just going to pull my head and chest away from this front knee. And then from here, I'm just going to sink down and back up a little bit. Sink down. I'm pushing back up from my big toes. I'm pushing my back heel down, so stretching the calf muscle as I do that, and then pushing back up a little bit. Lifting my head and chest away from this front knee. And again, just nice dynamic stretch. So this is hip extension for that right side. So you should be feeling this at the top of the right thigh, in towards the hip flexors, which again, most runners do have limited hip flexion. So if we can wake that up, give it a good stretch, dynamic stretch, get some fluid in that area, we're going to be nice, switched on, ready to run. Keep breathing as we do this gentle little pulse. Okay, and then we're going to step that back foot up. Should feel, again, a lot more alert and awake, just a few steps, have a little bit of a march on the spot. And then we're going to step the left foot back, again into that high lunge position, hips are facing forwards. And then from here, hands to the hips. I'm going to pull my head and chest slightly away from this front knee. And then I'm going to pulse down. As I do that, I'm pushing my back heel back, so stretching the calf muscle. Really good stretch into the hip flexors. Push into the toes, the big toes, and come up into a little bit higher position. And then you're just going to gently pulse with that now. So excuse me. So we're just going to gently pulse. Breathe in as you do that. Keep the shoulders relaxed into the nice good stretch, but then pushing back. So again, there's activity of those muscles, waking everything up, feeling nice and alert and ready to run. Really good hip extension. Really good thigh and glute work in the front thigh. One more. And step up. Getting a few steps on the spot. Just wake everything up again, loosening. And then from here, we're going to do a dynamic single leg balance, but also waking up the thighs, the quad muscles. So standing nice and tall, we can keep marching on the spot just to wake everything up. Again, in the feet. From here, we're going to pull the left foot in towards the left bum. Maybe take hold of the foot with one hand or both hands. Just gently pull the knee backwards. Keep a slight bend in that standing knee. And then you're just going to gently release. A couple of steps. Go to the right side. Right foot into the right hand or both hands. Gently pull the knee backwards. Good steps, nice and tall. Then just release. Again, a couple of steps. Left foot in, nice and tall. Push the left hip forwards as you pull the left knee back. And then just nice release, slow release. Over to the other side, nice and tall, really waking up those quads and the hip flexors. Again, just a few steps and you're alternating, also waking up all those stabilizing muscles in the single leg that's standing and balancing. That's almost there. Last one on this side, and then just release. Couple of steps, we're going to go into the hamstrings, and then we're almost there. So a couple of steps, we're going to dig the left heel in, keep the left leg relatively straight, bend the right knee. Slowly start to send the hips back, bring your head down and shoo the chickens away. A couple of steps, we're going to go to the right side. Dig the right heel in, bend the left knee, keep the right leg relatively straight, shoo the chickens away. A couple of steps, and we're just going to do a few times on each side now. So again, stretching all the way down hamstrings, maybe the calves, a little bit into the glutes maybe, wherever you're feeling tight. Again, just keep a slight bend in that knee. Keep breathing, warming everything up. Your body should be feeling like it's, again, dynamically stretching. So it's really waking up, really feeling like you're shaking off that stiffness, that tension from whatever you've been doing in your day. If you're enjoying this pre-run stretching routine, give it a like. It takes 2 seconds just to press that little thumb up. It really helps. And leave a comment. Let me know if you benefited from this, if it felt good before you run, and if your run was good after it. And if you're not subscribed, do subscribe to the channel. Maybe even share this video with somebody that needs a quick 5-minute pre-run warm-up. And then there we go, we're done. Literally, just 5.5 minutes. So well done, you're ready to run. Thank you for following along with me. I shall speak to you in the next video.